What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Well, we're not done with the news just yet, so join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including what Brock Lesnar said to Matt Riddle backstage during their confrontation, a WWE Legends cut from the Women's Royal Rumble, a former WCW wrestler accused of vehicular D.UI, Charlotte Flair's Wrestlemania 36 opponent revealed, and Roman Reigns reacts to the passing of Kobe Bryant. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story, as there's news on what Brock Lesnar said to Matt Riddle backstage during their confrontation. Now, we aren't going to recap what's reportedly been going on between Matt Riddle and Brock Lesnar backstage, as you've probably heard it from numerous sources. But when it was revealed, details were a little sketchy. But now it seems that one WWE official has reportedly confirmed what the Beast Incarnate said to Matt Riddle during the confrontation and what has led him to have a ton of heat backstage. TalkSport were backstage at the Rumble and managed to speak to an official who, for obvious reasons, hasn't been named. According to a WWE official, Lesnar is said to have approached Riddle backstage and grabbed his shoulder to get his attention. Then Lesnar said, "Kid, you might as well stop saying my name and tagging me in shit, because you and I will never work together. Ever." Ooh, some harsh words by Lesnar. And it's true, Matt Riddle does indeed tag whomever he's ripping into in his social media posts just to get that extra bit of attention, but in all fairness to Riddle, we're not going to fault him because he calls things right down the middle. Who knows, others might be scared to voice their opinion of top wrestlers in the biz. The only thing is, his mouth is going to get him into some real shit one day. What do you guys think of Lesnar's comments? Did anyone actually want to see Matt Riddle retire Brock Lesnar? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, some WWE legends were cut from the Women's Royal Rumble. Now, if you were following some of the Royal Rumble rumors, there were a number of reports that managed to pick up a sign at Minute Maid Park that spoiled the surprise entrant MVP. There were, however, a few more signs that possibly WWE employees around the arena somehow managed to pick up, signs that both former women's champions Victoria and Lita were supposed to be in the Rumble, but were nixed last minute due to the leaks. It is somewhat puzzling since MVP's sign was leaked, yet he still made his appearance in the Rumble, and of course everyone knew that Edge was returning, yet they still followed through with that. According to PW Insider, they're not the only WWE legends who could have appeared. They also reached out to Melina. Melina, both a two-time Divas champion and three-time WWE Women's champion, is currently working in the National Wrestling Alliance and may have been unavailable due to taping NWA television shows during the Rumble weekend. There's still no word on why Victoria, a two-time Women's champion, did not appear. Next up, a former WCW wrestler has been accused of vehicular DUI. Now, the list of wrestlers charged with DUI continues to grow, with former WCW wrestler Van Hammer facing serious charges for allegedly striking a young child with his car. If you watched WCW during the 90s, you may recall mid-card wrestler Mark Hildreth, who worked as Van Hammer and later as Hammer, working in singles competition and later as a member of Raven's Flock and the Misfits in Action. According to the Palm Beach Post, a 5-year-old boy whose bicycle still had training wheels was struck Sunday afternoon by a car driven by former professional wrestler Mark Van Hammer Hildreth, who was speeding and drunk and who then took off, Boynton Beach police allege. Mark Hildreth, 60, is charged with leaving the scene of an injury crash and DUI with injuries. Apparently this wasn't his first DUI arrest, as the article reports prosecutors state Hildreth was arrested for DUI in 2004. He was accused of driving 58 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. According to police, Hildreth stated he was involved in a car crash and that he'd had drinks the night before. The article reports, he then began to weep and again said he drove out in front of me and that he had no time to react. He said he'd been driving home from his girlfriend's residence. He said that when the people began to berate him, he didn't know what to do and he drove off. Bail was reportedly set at $125,000 with an option for house arrest. Well, Hildreth seems guilty and he deserves the full punishment. There's absolutely no excuse for drink driving. Next up, Giants in the Ring. WWE has just announced 3 new WWE Performance Center recruits that will begin training under their NXT developmental deals, and it seems that the WWE wants to continue satisfying their fetish of giant wrestlers. Both Govinder Singh and Sukhwinder Grewal stand over 7 feet tall, and whilst he's not a giant, they've also signed Lakshmikant Rajput, who have all trained under the great Khali, so we're positive they'll need some more training over in Florida. In fact, the only move they probably learnt was the chop. Next up, MJF's cruise craziness. MJF was just one of many AEW stars who participated in the Jericho Cruise, and according to Ringside News, MJF played his arrogant heel character the entire time he was aboard the ship. A fan who attended the cruise reported, he only signed one autograph on the Jericho Cruise, and it was on a fan's head. He refused everything else and even destroyed stuff. Man, talk about taking your heel role as far as you can. Next up, an update on AJ Styles' injury. The Phenomenal One didn't appear on last night's episode of Monday Night Raw due to the fact that he was injured during the Rumble, landing awkwardly on his left shoulder when Edge delivered a spear. Meltzer delivered an update on Styles on how serious his injury could be, and if he'll make it back in time for Wrestlemania 36. The one thing I heard was, and this may be dated by a couple of hours, but the hope is that AJ will be ready for Wrestlemania. I guess that means the injury isn't super serious, but you know, a separated shoulder is significant. It is kind of a good sign, but it seems that AJ will miss the Super Showdown, Elimination Chamber, and possibly the Fastlane pay-per-view. We wish him a speedy recovery. Next up, WWE offers new opportunity for Wrestlemania fan access. As anyone who has ever attended Wrestlemania weekend will tell you, one of the weekend's highlights is the WWE Fan Access events, which gives fans a chance to get an autograph from a WWE superstar and even a picture, obviously for a fee. WWE.com announced tickets will go on sale 7th February and made an official statement on the website. What's interesting about this year's fan access is the WWE's new ticket plan, which allows fans to jump ahead of the line, and if you've ever attended a fan access event, you know the lines can get long. For the low price of $350, you can buy the WrestleMania Access Fast Pass, which includes front-of-the-line access at all general admission, superstar photo and autograph areas, limited number of tickets available per session, session admission ticket required for purchase. It looks like people will pay $350 just to jump the line, and this does not include any of the top tier, i.e. platinum superstars. It also means that fans will have to pay the general admission ticket in addition to the $350. Does that seem like a deal to you? Next up, an upcoming appearance by Charlotte Flair fuels speculation of her Wrestlemania 36 opponent. Entering at number 17, Charlotte Flair managed to survive 13 other superstars in the Rumble to receive a title opportunity with whomever she wants, and a recent booking suggests it might be against NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. PWInsider.com is told that Charlotte Flair is scheduled to be in Orlando, Florida for this week's episode of WWE NXT. That would indicate she will be challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania 36. Is this the best booking for Charlotte Flair? Hell yeah, in our opinion. Please, for the love of God, don't make it Becky Lynch vs Charlotte Flair part 369. And our last bit of news, Roman Reigns reacts to the passing of Kobe Bryant. Of course, just before the Rumble aired, the entire world was rocked by the news that Kobe Bryant, along with his daughter Gianna and 6 other passengers, were killed in a helicopter crash. The LA Times managed to catch up with Reigns, and he had this to say about the NBA legend.
It really just saddened me and it broke my heart. Obviously to hear, the loss of Kobe and then his daughter as well, Gigi. My heart just goes out to his wife, the 3 girls, that were left behind, all the families that were involved, the pilot, his family. This is just such a abrupt loss, and it's just, it really just, I feel like it shook the world, and I did not think it would affect me as much as it did, and I legitimately got cried. And if there is anything that you're holding within, try to forgive and forget and move on and mend, any type of negativity that you have going on in your life, because you just never know. Life is short, and we just need to take advantage of every second we have. So my heart, my condolences go out to all the families. Just about that time.
Again, we'd like to offer our condolences and prayers to the Bryant family during this tragic time. But there you have it, guys, all the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.